Here are some quick feedback tricks that I've learned. I subscribe to the 6+1 Traits of Writing, and I found that this rubric right here is incredibly powerful. In Google Classroom, I add a Google Doc for each student that includes this rubric right here. I also use the rubric in Google Docs in this scenario. So that I can quickly kind of rapidly score if I need to, but otherwise, if I have to tailor things, I still can. This gives students better feedback. In addition, if I actually want to give feedback in their essay, when they write it, they're supposed to put it here on top of, on top of my rubric, so that, and you'll notice that when I pasted this in, so I've got this editing tool. It's good to leave it in editing, because what you can do is, if you wanted to expand on or give an oral comment, you leave it editing, you click where you want to put the comment, and then you use the voice to text tool, which goes rather quickly, voice typing. This is a solid introduction. Really appreciate your effort in this, and I'm anxious to read the rest of the paper after seeing how you formatted this intro. So now we have this suggestion here. The kids can actually see the suggestion. It shows up in a different color on their paper. Then if I went through and I found mistakes, I would utilize the highlighting tool. So I'll turn this on, and let's just pretend I found mistakes. I don't want to grade it in front of you. I'll say that the transition between here, you need to look at that. This is supposed to be, we don't need this right here. So rather than keep going through and having to turn on the highlighter, I'm going to double click on the yellow once I have it. And then I'm going to double click up here in paint format. And then that allows me to go through and just mark where anything seems to be kind of goofy as I'm reading along. And then that allows the students to go back and see those and either come and ask me for help on that area, or they can fix it themselves. So if I spend all my time making comments and telling them what to fix, then they don't actually have to process anything. They just fix what I tell them, and then they turn it back in. They don't generally learn that way. And then the last piece that I'll do is, after I read a student's paper, I go through and I'll say the topic is narrow and manageable, so that's 50 points. However, down here, the ideas are reasonably clear in person, but they're just not quite there yet. So then I'll average between these two, and I'll say this student got 20 points in the ideas category. And then I'll come down to organization, and I'll follow suit down there. I've checked all the conventions, and this student is capable, so there's 40 points. Let's pretend that the ideas and content were 30 points, and the organization was not 10 points, but it also wasn't 30 points. So I can physically type in 20 points, and then I click return. And then at that point, I can use this opportunity with all these highlights and all these extra information to give the kids solid feedback. They got it not only from my clear rubric with an understanding of what I'm talking about, but also there are highlighted sections that they need to focus on. And then I also utilize that voice to text if I wanted to add the voice in there. So all of those can be really powerful tools that might help you utilize what Google Docs has to offer.